The title of this presentation is OnePole Solution, GNSS and Motorized Total Station. RAT is a motorized total station which can be used for surveying and monitoring applications. It has a high accuracy in terms of angles. You can have two options as angle accuracy, the 1 second or the half second. It measures long-range reflectorless distances, and it has a long-range Bluetooth integrated to can connect external devices and work far from your total station. Let's see some technical features. So the angle accuracy, we have seen there are two versions, the half second and the second. The distance measurement range, the ranges depend on the target you are going to use. So consider for the Prism, you can work with standard mode up to 2.5 kilometers with a precision of 1 millimeter plus 1 ppm. Otherwise, you can work with long-range mode Prism up to 5 kilometers with an accuracy of 4 millimeters plus 2 ppm. If you are going to use the reflective sheet with a dimension of 6 centimeters per 6 centimeters, the range is 800 meters and the accuracy 2 millimeters plus 2 ppm. Instead, if you work with the reflectorless mode, you can measure points up to 1 kilometer with an accuracy of 3 millimeter plus 2 ppm. The AIM accuracy is 1.5 millimeter at distances less than 100 meters. The IM range is at around 1 kilometers. Instead, for the Prism search, the range is 800 meters. And for the lock, for the Prism lock, it works up to 700 meters. The speed lock is 50 kilometers per hour at 100 meters. The RAT has guide light integrated and it works up to 100 meters. ARM Cortex A8 as CPU, Windows CE 7.0 as operating system. It has two displays with two keyboards. The displays are color displays, 3.5 dots, and they are touch screen displays. The total station has an internal memory of 4 GB, and as interfaces you can connect the total station to your PC by using a USB cable, or if you prefer, you can connect, you can insert a dongle key in your total station to download the data, or again, it has also the serial port cable option, so the RS232C serial port cable, and then of course the Bluetooth. It is a long-range Bluetooth, and thanks to this Bluetooth it's possible to connect the total station to an external device. Stonex RAT can be used for standard survey. So you have your total station and you work with a Prism on a pole. You can simply, by using Cubey software, you can simply rack record your points, and continue surveying, moving with the prism. The total station will follow your prism. If the prism is lost, there are some tools which allow you to rotate the total station in the direction of your prism, and so you can lock it again. And then, of course, continue surveying. But now, what I want to talk you about is the OnePole solution. OnePole solution means you are going to work together with the R80 total station and a GPS. So you can measure by total station, some points. The prism is locked, as you see with the green icon. But then if you want, you can change simply pressing this icon and switch to the GPS solution. So you measure some points with GPS, maybe points where the total station cannot see the prism. And then once that you want to go back with the total station measure, you can switch again to total station. If the prism is lost, you can use this icon, so you search the prism looking at the GPS coordinates. The total station automatically will rotate on the GPS. So, OnePole solution works with total station and GPS together, and for that reason you have you can combine the advantages of both solutions. You can measure points by using total station to have millimeter positioning accuracy, and then if you for any reason need to measure with GPS, you can measure having centimeter accuracy. One reason you could need to measure with GPS is a situation like this one. So you see there is the R80 position in the right part of the screen. From that position, the total station can measure many points around the building, but there are some points behind the building. So these points, the total station cannot aim them, and so you can simply switch to GPS and continue surveying with the GPS. The advantages, of course, you work with two technologies simultaneously. You can connect both the instruments via Bluetooth by using a unique controller, a single controller where you have installed the Cubey software. Cubey is an Android application, and it manages both the total station and the GPS. Thanks to Cubey, it's very simple change from total station to GPS. You see this icon on the top right of the screen. Now we are working with the total station. Just typing on it, you switch to the GPS survey. Thanks to this other icon, it's very simple. Search the prism near the position of the GPS. So consider that you have a GPS on your prism. The total station will rotate on the direction of the GPS, and that's a very useful tool to quickly find your prism again. With the Cubey software, it's very easy to set up your total station. Now, later we will see how. And then you can have Google Maps as a background on your survey. The OnePole solution is offered with these two bundles. The first bundles means that you are going to use R80 as total station, a Stonex GNSS, and an Android controller, for example, our UT10 or our UT30. And then, of course, you need Cubey with GPS and total station modules. The second option is R80 as total station plus S70G as GNSS with an external antenna. And then, of course, again, we need the Cubey with the total station and GPS modules. Total station has been inserted as a new module for Cubey from version 4.3. Now the Cubey supports Stonex total station, especially more precisely, it supports the R15 and R25 manual total station, and then, of course, the R80 motorized total station. In the future, we are going to support some other total station brands and models. Now we see how it's easy to set up the station in Cubey. You have two options. The first option is the station on point. The second is the resection or free station. About the station on point, you may have or not the station coordinates. So if you have coordinates of your station, you can simply search them from your list of points or from your map. Otherwise, you can also insert local coordinates if you want to work with a local system. Then the orientation, of course, can be done on another point or using an azimuth, or you can also skip the orientation and no inserted. The second option for the setup of your total station is the resection or free station. It means we are going to measure some points surrounding the total station, some known points surrounding the total station. And the requirements in Cubey are the following. You need 2 or plus reference points, or if you want to use only angular readings, you need at least 3 angular readings. It's very easy once that you have measured these points or you have read these angles. It's very easy enable or disable some readings. Simply tapping on the H and the V in the screen on the right, you can choose to remove the readings and then check how the quality of the result improves. Of course, you have as a result not only the coordinates of the total station, but also its standard deviations, and you will see also the residuals for the reference points. Cubey can have a background map. You can use Google Maps, for example, as background, and it works once that you use the GPS with the total station. So thanks to the RTK GPS, the map is automatically as background. But if you want to work only with the total station without the GPS, You can also think to use the internal GPS of your controller and then perform a localization, even if of course it will be not so accurate because the GPS of the controller has not high precisions. But in that way it's also possible to have a background map, also with only total station. As for the GPS mode in Cubey, you have all the tools, the functions that for the total station. So as for the GPS, you can collect single points. You can automatically connect the points that you have measured to CAD entities, and so obtain then a CAD drawing on your survey. Then, of course, it's possible to stake out points, or if you prefer, stake out lines and heights. About the stakeout with the total station, the interface is the same as for the GPS. So you have all the stakeout reference modes as for the GPS. In addition, there are two new modes that are the one-man and two-man, depending on which total station you are using. The one-man solution has been conserved for a robotic total station. So there is only one man working on the survey and the controller is at the pole. The two-man is for a manual total station, so where you have one man at the total station and another man at the pole. And so for that reason, the point of view is different by using one or another mode. And then as you see, there are still the north, south, sun, shadow, point and line references as for the GPS. The total station prism management can be controlled by using this window. So there are multiple modes to search your prism. You can search in window and the total station will start to search around the telescope position. You can search horizontally and vertically, so the total station will rotate in the left, right, up or down directions, or the very powerful commands, if you use the OnePole solution, is the search near GPS. Then the total station can be also managed by remote using this other window, where you can say to the total station if you want to rotate in a certain direction. Now we see some applications.
Ready to work.
And thank you for your attention. If you have any questions about our products, you can reach us at intergeo@stonex.it.